कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः परमव्योमभास्करः।
श्रीमते निगमान्त महादेशिकाय नमः। We have immense respect for Paramatma and his creation. In Paramatma's creation, besides we, the human beings, the animals, the plants and the trees that we see around us, the flora and the fauna, something that amazes all of us is the creation of the astronomical bodies. Have there been nights which would have not passed for all of us where we don't look up to the sky in our terraces? With pristine air, no pollution, no mist, no fog, look to the sky on a clear day. In that particular night when you look to the sky, the glittering stars, some of the planets at times we see, the Jupiter, the Mercury and the moon is our daily phenomenon. We will be amazed in this huge universe, vast universe. We are a tiny speck, and in that tiny speck, we have so much of arrogance, ego. Compare us, whoever is listening or I am speaking, compare us vis-a-vis the universe, the creation of the Lord. We are not even a dust, and so much of ego in us. This is the feeling that the universe gives us, the sky gives us. And Sanatana Dharma beautifully brings those astronomical bodies to an Abhimanini Devata. So the sun that you see every day is treated as Surya. Beautiful eyes, lotuses in the hands, nice moustache in the Harshavali temple of Andhra, in the Suryanar temple of Tamil Nadu, in the Modhera and the Konark temple of Gujarat and Odisha, in the Suryadev temple of Devgad, in the Surya temple that used to be in the Moolasthana Multan of Pakistan, a sun temple in Luxor of Egypt. There has been sun worship, Shauram it is called. So we worship the sun, moon. We are the country of the Intu, of the moon, of knowledge. Chandrama manaso jataha. So the Chandra, based on whom we have the calendar as well, Chandrayanam, we say. So many full moons, so many new moons, and all our tithis, we Prathama, Dvitiya, Tritiya, Chaturthi, Panchami, Shashti, all our festivals are based on the moon movement. We have Vinayaka Chaturthi, Akshaya Tritiya, Ratha Saptami, Garuda Panchami, Shashti for Shanmukha, Ashtami for Krishna, Navami for Rama, Dashami for Devi, Ekadashi for Vishnu. We have Pradosham, all this based on the moon. Mars, we may be sending now huge bodies to Mars, but Mars is no alien to us. Bhumiputra, Angaraka, Kuja. So all these astronomical bodies form integral to our belief system in Sanatana Dharma. It is believed in our Puranas that Daksha Prajapati had the stars as his daughters. All the nakshatras that we talk about, they were all his daughters. And all of them were given in marriage to one person called Soma or Chandra. So the moon is the husband, the stars, the nakshatras are his wives. So on a lighter vein, to every man the wife is a star, but to the moon the stars were his wife. So all the stars were his wives. But Puranas also say that he had an inclination, a special moment only with one of the stars called Rohini. Rohini was his beloved wife, the star. Not that he disliked the others, but he liked Rohini more. This was evident. And we also have Sthala Puranas and the Puranas telling that at one point in time, the father Daksha was very agitated with Soma, Chandra's behavior, so much so that he said, because I have given all my daughters in marriage to you, I expect that you show equal affection on all of them, but you seem to concentrate only on one of my daughters called Rohini, which is wrong. Despite me condemning you, warning you, you don't seem to change. Probably you have a lot of arrogance because of your fair, blemishless complexion. So I curse that you will be a leprosy. So that is why Chandra is believed to be losing his sheen over 15 days and gains back in the next 15 days. It's called the waning phase and the waxing phase, the Krishna Paksham and the Shukla Paksham. So, Rohini was the beloved of Chandra, is very well known. Now, this Chandra had a son. His name was Budha. This Budha is the son of Chandra through his illicit relationship with the wife of Guru. Brihaspati is called Guru. His wife was Tara. Tara and Chandra, that is Guru's student Chandra, had a relationship with his teacher's wife. And that relationship, that illicit relationship of Brihaspati's wife Tara and Chandra gave rise to a son called Budha. We call it Budhvar, correct? So this Budha is the son of Chandra and Tara. So to Budha, how was the relationship with Rohini? Rohini, though she is not the biological mother of Budha, she is the wife of Chandra. So she is in a way the stepmother to Budha. Even if she is a stepmother, there is a motherly position to her. So no son will want to misbehave with the mother or the stepmother. So if at all the stepson kidnaps the stepmother, it will be out of some other reason, not out of the urge to have a physical relationship. It could be for some other reason, either for money, property, vengeance, arrogance, any other reason. So imagine a scenario where Budha kidnaps Rohini. What will people say? See, the son is kidnapping the mother. This is where they will stop. So, when Ravana had evil intentions on Sita upon listening to Shurpanaka's description and even upon him seeing her in the forest, all those vanished for a moment when he touched Sita. That is why his head did not burst. Vedavati's curse was, if his thoughts are evil to force himself on a lady without her consent, then his head will burst. But when he touched her, the evil thoughts must have disappeared. Sir, how do you say that? Because his thoughts must have been similar to a son abducting the mother. How do you know that? Valmiki says, Budham iva Rohinim. That is why when he touched her, the thoughts vanished. Of course, after going back to Lanka and staying away from her, those thoughts came again. But when he touched her, those thoughts disappeared for a moment. That is why his head did not burst. And that is why, because his head did not burst and he could kidnap her, he did not make further advances. He used to threaten her, but did nothing more than that. So this narration of Valmiki that Ravana abducted Sita by touching her has no contradictions, no problems. Now, as he kidnapped Sita, Sita on her journey, as she was being kidnapped, she cried looking at Godavari. Hamsasaragasam ghushtam vande Godavarim nadim kshipram ramaya shamsatvam Sitam harati Ravanaha. In case Mata Godavari, you see Rama walk by this place, please tell him that I have been kidnapped by Ravana. As Ravana continues abducting Sita, he is suddenly interrupted by this bird called Jatayu. Jatayu says, "You seem to enjoy your rights on somebody else's wife as if you have rights on your own wife. Rather, Ravana, as a good administrator, as a learned person, you should in turn be protecting somebody else's wife like how you are protecting your wife. Instead, you are misbehaving with somebody else's wife. Na tat samachare dhiro yat parosya vigarhayet yatha hyamatmanasthanam yanyesham dara rakshya vimarshanat." Then he says, just by forcing yourself on her, you cannot kidnap her. Like how by using tarka and kutarka, you cannot win over a Vedic statement. Na shaktastvam baladhrutam vaidehim mama pashyatah hetu bhirnyaya samyuktair dhruvam veda shruti miva. Then the commentator says, yatha veda vida gresaraha Vedashrutim anyatha niyamanam avalokayan tadasahamano yavada shakti nivartayati tatahamapi tvaya bala niyamanamapi sitam yavat shakti nivartayishyam ityartaha. Now, Jatayu tries stopping Ravana, but will Ravana listen? Now, when Jatayu appears there, the words used by Valmiki is very vital. He says, Vanaspati Gata Shriman. This flying bird is Shriman, very prosperous one. What prosperous? He is a scavenger bird. Won't even eat the meat of a living animal. Dead matter only a vulture will eat. What prosperity is there? Shriman Kainkarya Shri Samriddhaha. He is prosperous because he has now obtained a wonderful opportunity to serve Jagannmata Sita. Then he says, Ravana, release my daughter-in-law immediately. Nahi me moksha se jivan yadi notsrija se vadhum. Then he says, Ravana, you know how old I am? Treat me as an old bird. At least for my age, listen to me and leave her. Shashti varsha sahasrani jatasya mama Ravana. Ravana, I'll tell you one more thing. You think you have obtained somebody very beautiful, somebody very prosperous. By abducting Sita, you have performed an act like a primitive mortal. Imagine a person is taking a cobra whose fangs are still on and puts that around his neck. What does that determine? That he is inviting death. She is like a snake. You have abducted her similar to a person tying the poisonous snake around the neck. She will bite you, which means you will die. Sarpamashi visham badhva vastrantena vabudhyase grivayam pratimuktam cha kalapasham na pashyasi. Ravana did not pay it. Who are you? Who are you to tell me all this? He looked down upon the vulture. The vulture started fighting fiercely with Ravana. Tasya vyayachhamanasya Ramasyarthe cha Ravanaha Pakshau padau cha parshvau cha Khadgamudhritya sochinat. Big fierce battle between Jatayu, the scavenger bird, and Ravana, the demon king. What happened? Fierce battle. Ravana now takes the sword that he was blessed with by Lord Shiva called Chandrahasam. With that powerful sword, he cuts the wings of Jatayu, and Jatayu with blood oozing swirls around and falls on the ground. Tatastutam patra ratham mahitale nipatitam ravana vegamarditam. Punascha sangrihya. Sita jumps and sees the blood oozing from Jatayu and embraces him like how a daughter would embrace the father. Punascha sangrihya shashif prabhanana rurodha Sita janakatmajatada. She starts lamenting over the death of Jatayu. What happens to Sita after this? What happens to Jatayu after this? What happens to Rama and Lakshmana after this? Do they spot Jatayu? Do they know about Sita? Next episode. Dear Astika reader, I am happy to be authoring a two-part book on the Ramayana in English. The first part is slated for release in the year 2024. The book aims to recreate and retell the Ramayana of Valmiki, conforming to the ancient commentaries and other allied literature. To receive notifications of the book release, kindly register with www.deshikadaya.org/books. Namaskaram.